Hello everybody, how you doing? I'm Rich P. Welcome back to the Ritual Media YouTube channel. Today, I'll be talking about how to expand your artistry, whether you're a rapper, a singer, whatever you do. These are some tips that helped me expand my artistry, honestly. So I feel like they can help, a lot of other people out there. If you find these tips useful, make sure you go ahead and share this with your friends or your other artist friends, and go ahead and subscribe and like, comment below, and if you got any tips that you can add, make sure you put those in the comment box below. The first thing we're gonna get into, you got to figure out, number one, what your purpose is. What is the reason you making music? Me, ideally, I make music because I love the way it makes people feel. I love the way I feel when I listen to certain songs. So, do you make music to make people feel good? Do you make music to, make people feel, if they angry, they can listen to your music to, go ahead and let that steam off, or there's a lot of different reasons why people make music. So you got to figure out what your reason is. It all comes down to goal setting. So you got to know what your purpose is, why you make music. Who are you making music for? Are you making music for people like yourself? Or are you making music for people that you aspire to be? Are you trying to convey a certain message through your music? You got to figure that out. And then once you figure that out, all of the creation it'll almost come natural, because you know where you stand and what kind of message you want to convey in your music. Number two is kind of relatable to that first thing, but it's a little different, a little deeper, I should say, is you got to know who you are, as an individual. What are the things that make you tick? What are your aspirations? What are your fears? These are the things that, when you create music, these are the kind of things that make some of the best shit, because a lot of us share the same fears. A lot of us, share the same views. So, once you figure out who you are, instead of trying to be who you hear on the radio, or who you think a rapper should be, or who you think a certain artist should be, you should be yourself. And you'd be surprised how many people don't really necessarily take a step back and kind of figure that out, who they are. And I feel like that can really help you come through in your music, whatever kind of music you make. I would give more tips on that, but this video will be 3 hours long. Another quick tip is you want to expand your ear and you want to expand your eyes a bit to what you consume. If you consume a lot of the same material and the same type of things, you can't help but put that out. What you take in is what you put out. So I'm a firm believer in that. So I think as an artist, you should expand your ear to different genres of music. Like jazz is one that I want to throw out there. Jazz is a great genre to get into, to learn that there's really no structure. Once you learn the rules, you can break them. Jazz is a perfect embodiment of that, because it has its own rules, but even then, it just really stands out. I grew up listening to blues, so I feel like that helped me a lot with my melodies and the way I approach those kind of things. And rock, I listen to a lot of classic rock, so that kind of helped me with my production a bit, and I'm sure it spread to other avenues as well in my artistry, even with the lyrical content. So I feel like also with watching films or reading books, there's a lot of different forms of media that you consume, that you can consume, that'll really help you in the long run on the way you view things, the way you deliver, you know, the things you're talking about, your content. And you know, that's a major thing when it comes to making music, because you don't want to put out 5 albums and you talking about the same shit on every album. Like, that can get really tiring. You know, you want to have something to talk about, whether you lived it or it's something that, like, your imagination. You know, you want to be able to put that out there. You know, you can't have no limits when it comes to it. You know, you got to expand your ear and your eyes to different forms of media. And the last thing, which I feel is one of the most important things, is you want to align yourself with like-minded people. You want to align yourself with people who can help you grow. You know, people who will be honest with you, people who will give you an honest opinion about, you know, what it is that you producing. I myself have aligned myself with a mastermind of people that I feel like has helped me grow quite a bit in my artistry. And I think, you know, outside of having honest friends, you need to have honest business partners as well. You know, you need to have people who will tell you what you need to do, when you need to do it, you know, where you fucking up at, you know where you could do better at, or, you know, it's just certain things that could be applied, and you need those kind of people in your corner. You can't have yes men in your corner, because a lot of times, majority of the times, that, you know, either have you stagnant or moving backwards. You know, when you got yes men in your corner, people who don't want to, you know, hurt your feelings because they feel like being honest with you might make you feel some kind of way. You gotta have you gotta align yourself with a group of people who are confident enough within themselves and confident enough within you that they can be real with you. You know, when you're trying to grow and when you're trying to be a better artist, you know, everything you make is not that shit. Everything you make is not a hit. And, you know, you need people in your corner that's gonna tell you that. You know, you can't, like, you can't let that get you down. You can't let that stop you. That would bring a conclusion to this video on how you can expand your artistry. I'm sure I'll come up with other tips, you know, along the lines of as soon as I, you know, hit stop on this video, I'll probably come up with a couple more tips that you could use. But for now, we are gonna go with them 4, and I feel like that's the foundation. You know, those are tips that you can use, that you can build upon, you know, from here on out, you know, because I think any other tips that are provided, you know, they probably wouldn't work without that foundation. You know what I mean? So once again, thank you for tuning in to the Ritual Media YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. See you next time.